Welcome back, CSE 121 to exercise 27. This is part 4 of our 27 attendees TK, and we're going to start writing some Python functions now. And what we're going to do is take the information from these two entry fields and we're going to display them down here. So what we'll do is we'll make a function and we'll do it right up here above everything else. So we'll go above all the Tkinter stuff and we'll do a function. We'll just call it def, and let's just call it show name. Colon, and we'll just do it like a regular Python function. Now what's going to happen? Well, we have to make a variable so that it can show down here. So it's kind of like an input in Python. So we're going to make a variable that takes that data. We're going to call it first. That'll be our variable. And we'll say first equals, and then we'll put the field, and we're going to do a method called get. So the field, the entry field, is called first name entry. So here it is. Copy that. And we're going to do dot get, and then we'll do last, and we'll take a variable, and this will be called last, and this will be ln entry get. So we're going to get those, and then we're going to kind of display something called full name, and we'll make another variable called full name, and that's what's going to display down here. And we'll just do that like this: first, last. We could just do that, and then we're not displaying it yet. How do we display it in here? Well, they have something called insert. So we have to use an insert method, but we have to find that field. Now, what field are we inserting in? Let's see, that is the full ENT. So the full entry field. So full ENT dot insert. And what's going to be inserted in there? Full name. And we might have to delete out before we put it in for other stuff. But let's see what happens, because I think if we do other ones, it's not going to delete it out. But let's see what happens first. Now remember, we have to do a command on this insert button. So let's find the insert button, and let's do a comma. And it's command, I think it's the whole word command equals. And then it's just going to be show name. No parentheses, nothing. Just command equals show name, as long as that is the function name. So let's see if, and no quotes or anything like that. That should work. Command equals show name. Let's see. Run it. No errors. Let's try Bob Brown. Hit tab, that seems to work, and insert. And we have an error. Show name, insert. What am I doing here? Line 7, I have an error. Oh, I'm looking at my old code. You would never know this, and I wouldn't know it unless looking at my old code, but you actually have to put where you're putting it. And I actually have to put a 0 here. It has to start at 0. And everything goes from 0 to end, and 0 to the end of full name. So it's asking you where to insert it, and you actually have to put a positional argument, meaning you have to put a 0 there. Don't ask me why, but it does. You think you just have to insert it in there, but it's saying where, so it's starting at the beginning to put it in there. So let's just try that. So I only know that from doing that in the past. And let's try Bob Brown again and see if this works. And that works. So I needed to put in this 0 here. And then when we add attendee, that's going to add it to a list. So we're going to do that as something else. But we can also, if we want to clear stuff out, we can just make a general kind of function that we can use on another button to call. And let's do that right now. And I'm just going to make def. And I'll just call it clear, because when we want to clear stuff out, we can use this. So, and what we're going to want to clear out is all 3 fields. So we can clear out fn.ent, fn_ent dot delete. And the way they do it is 0, end. You delete from beginning to end. So you start here, you end there. You start here, you end there. So we'll do these 3 of these. And again, you wouldn't know that, but I kind of figured it out. I don't even remember where I figured it out, but I did. That's why I wanted to pull this one out of the archives. And Finally, I'll do this one. I'll copy this one here. And it's just going to be delete. And it'll be 0. We can try it. Actually, let's do this. On the Add Attendee button, let's put a clear on there. Now, we're going to remove this, but let's just try it for now, just to see if it works, and then we'll take a break. So on the Add Attendee button, we'll put a comma, command, equals, and then I'll just put clear. And I'll run it and see if that part works. Now, we're going to build it into another function, but we'll just see if that works. Steve Stone, insert, and let's see if this clears everything. And that worked. Okay, so that cleared everything. And then we'll do an add another, which should start everything over again. I don't know if add another does anything other than starts it over. But we'll see. So let's stop there. We'll do a quick one here since we had some long videos. We're going to stop here with part 4. And part 5, we'll see if we can kind of start adding these to a CSV list. So we should be able to finish it up, hopefully, with part 5. And that'll involve making a list and adding elements from a list, building them up, and then putting them in a CSV file. But let's see if we can make a list first. So we're going to do that in part 5. So that was part 4. Hope you're having fun. And actually, just want to see what's going on here. This is what we did this time. 2 functions, def show name, and we're getting information from here, and then we're making a variable that puts first and last together, and then we're inserting it in this full name. We had to do 0 full name, and we just made a clear function that we put on this button right now to get started. We could put that on here too, so when you add another, it wipes everything out. That actually might be better, to be honest, because if you add attendee, you might want to clear out something. To add another, you might want to clear out this one instead of clearing them out all 3. You know what I'm saying? If we add attendee, it should wipe it out here. Then if you add another, it should wipe out these 2. But whatever you do, maybe we'll just put add another is actually where it's going to wipe everything out. But having something removed here kind of tells you that something happened, because otherwise it's hard to tell. Or you could put something here that says added. You could replace this and say add and put another thing on there. So I didn't think of that last time, but maybe that may be something we do. But either way, we'll handle that in part 5.